There's so much media madness. We had to do a whole segment on it. So the editorial editor for the Los Angeles Times is resigning from the paper. I mean, right, who cares? But why? Mariel Garza says, quote, "These are dangerous times. Honest people need to stand up." What is she talking about? Well, the billionaire owner of the paper, he pulled the paper's expected endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris. So Garza has her principles, I guess, but no job. There, that'll show him. Rob Carson, the host of the Rob Carson Show, and What in the World, and Caitlin Sinclair, political strategist as well. All right, Rob, what do you make of this?
Well, I think it's kind of funny. I thought this was a journalistic endeavor, so you could go either way on it. But apparently, this woman has got to have things her way, or she's going to take her ball and go home. And last time I checked, it was a newspaper, right? Newspapers are supposed to have news. And if you're going to choose a side, choose a side. But if your side doesn't get chosen, honestly, what kind of journalist does that make you? And honestly, seriously, when it comes to the newspaper, you might as well be retiring from the buggy whip factory as well, because newspapers are about worthless anymore. Nobody reads them anymore. So good luck finding a new job. But honestly, a little bit ridiculous as a supposed journalist to be so mad that you quit your job when your boss says that they don't want to endorse anybody.
Yeah, well, but Caitlin, also, I look back through our shows in the past and trying to find out a time I used the LA Times for a credible source for anything. And the only times I found we used it were when we were making fun of the topic that they were talking about.
I mean, I would have quit my job 20 times over if I just disagreed with my boss. The problem with these whiny, bratty, elite leftists that live in LA, Carl, is she wants to appear so virtuous, right?
With her round
reality,
glasses.
Oh, yeah, that'll show them.
Yes.
In reality, she's only quitting because she's been precluded here from promoting her own personal political agenda instead of endorsing the best candidate. So good riddance. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, girl.
Yeah, deuces on that one. All right, so Rob, the left continues, though. They try to cancel Elon Musk. But according to reports, the Center for Countering Digital Hate, that's the primary's goal, it's to kill Musk's Twitter. Now, the group is run by an advisor to Keir Starmer and Kamala Harris, okay? And now, after getting wind of this report, this reported ban, Musk reacted on X. Yes, he said, yes, the Center for Countering Digital Hate, that's what it is called these days. Musk declaring war against them, writing, quote, "This violates U.S. criminal statutes against foreign interference in elections. We are going to go after the CCDH and their donors." Yes, and their donors, because it's a British company. So let me get this straight, Rob. $100,000 in alleged Facebook ads by Russia is election interference on behalf of or against Hillary Clinton. But a British firm trying to shut down an entire platform for someone who supports Donald Trump, that's not, right?
Of course. Well, this isn't the first volley against Twitter. And by the way, Elon Musk saved free speech. He will go down in history as famous as Patrick Henry, as far as I'm concerned, as far as people who talk for a living are concerned. This is, whenever they say we're the center for, whatever, fighting hate speech, it's speech that they hate. That's the problem. It's speech they hate, and anything that they hate, that is what they consider to be disinformation. And there's all sorts of foreign election interference going on. This is just part of it. But there is a cabal of people internationally who hate Twitter because Twitter has become the voice of truth. And I seriously wouldn't mess with Elon Musk. I think he's someone not to be trifled with. And
got a lot of money.
I use Twitter. I depend on Twitter. I love Twitter. And I mean, good luck fighting the most intelligent and one of the most ingenious people and the person who freed speech in America again. Good luck with that.
Yeah, and deepest war chest, too. But Caitlin, let's revisit that hit piece The Atlantic just published again about former President Trump. The one with they're running with it. They're calling him a fascist, but also that, he called the fallen soldiers suckers and losers, which was literally debunked by every single person who was there. And they're running with it. And it's very interesting because, The Atlantic, the person who owns The Atlantic, was very friendly with Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's madam.
Oh, yeah, nothing to see here, right? No. I find this so interesting because the American people are tuned into what's happening in the media right now, right? We had to independently verify the Hunter Biden laptop. That's why the mainstream media outlets claim they couldn't run with this story. Yet you just said, Carl, every single person in the room debunked what was now written in The Atlantic. And I love the journalist that published this story, Jeffrey Goldberg. He knew every single person. Not one person actually corroborated this story, yet they ran with it.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.